The fishing news is brought to you by Navionics, Okuma, Yozori, Evinrude, and the Star Island Yacht Club in Montauk.
I'm Jim Hutchinson with the New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine here at Octopus Yachts, Wall Township. Boat's high and dry right now. Getting a little bit of work done. Getting a new Minn Kota Tarova trolling motor put on the bow. Can't wait. And we're going to take you through this process in the next couple of months. Probably in September, have a full video feature of getting this done so that maybe you too could think about doing this. I'll tell you, it's a good week given the string of heat and humidity expected to carry out over the next couple of days. Good time to be near the water as well, especially with Saturday. Looking ahead towards Saturday's forecast, it is supposed to be oppressively hot, up around 100 degrees here at the Jersey Shore. So if you're looking to head offshore to escape the inland heat, I'll give you this, that we're looking at 3 to 4s from the Hudson to the Baltimore Canyon, Saturday and Sunday. A little bit of winds up to about 20 knots, but we've got the yellowfin, the bigeye, the bluefin, marlin, and some pretty jumbo mahi have been reported in the past week. On the inshore side, the other thing I'm working on too is once we get this boat back in the water, I'm working on a new measuring tape. I think you'll appreciate this one, putting a new stick along the gunnel for measuring out those fish. Nothing but 17 inches. Everybody I talk to, north, central, south, a lot of smaller fish. You really got to work for them. It's been a little bit frustrating, but I'll tell you what, nearby here on the Shark River, we talked to Ralph Lair of The Last Lady, reporting this week he had 7 keepers and a load of shorts, same as we've been experiencing, but Ralph said, quote, not great fishing overall, but an improvement, he said, so that's good. Also, Steve Spinelli on the Skylarker, Belmar, this week reported fluke to 6.8 pounds, along with this good sea bass for Jim Hocko, a 4-pounder. Good thing, keep in mind that Fisherman Magazine Dreamboat Fishing Challenge, those big humpbacks will look good on there, and especially those mahi if you're heading offshore. Again, some jumbos out there. But the water's definitely warming very quickly in this heat spell. And if you're looking for fluke, you might want to look deeper water, especially when you're in the back bay. You want to find those deeper channels and some of that maybe fresh salt water that's coming in on the incoming tide. Also, you might want to think about hitting those inshore wrecks, reefs, and snags as well. We are getting some good reports coming on the Gulp Salmon Red. Remember that one, the big one from last year. But as we learned at ICAST last week, Toby Lipinski and I were out there in ICAST finding a whole bunch of new products. And in addition to the red salmon, there are new Gulp colors coming very soon. I hope you saw that video with the trip up in Cape Cod, the land of the giants. That's on the Fisherman's webpage, fisherman.com. Take a look at some of those jumbos. But those new colors, blue fuse, lime tiger glow, Cajun chicken, curry chicken, red belly shrimp, makes you hungry, doesn't it? Fire tiger, orange tiger, clear red fleck, orange belly shrimp, sardine, and mackerel. Now, folks looking for that new Gulp, the ICAST show seemed to impact the delivery. Talk to some manufacturers or talk to some wholesalers. They expect to get that stuff in their hands very soon. The shops will get them in a week or two. Hang in there. Those new Gulp colors will be readily available to you soon. As soon as they are, if they're available this time next week, I will let you know that they are out. Now, for those of you who plan to hit the beach to cool down this weekend, Kingfish up and down the coast has been fantastic. I know they're smaller fish, go light, but I'm telling you, many 2-at-a-time catches, according to folks like Steve at Jingles Bait and Tackle in Beach Haven. And of course, you can use those fish bites, clam strips, all kinds of maybe little gulps on those, but those kingfish, very tasty if you're bringing some fish off the beach. Some big triggerfish in around the jetties as well. In fact, Andy from Riptide in Brigantine let us know that a new state record was speared by Nick Aliberta, checked in with Riptide, 4 pounds, 12.8 ounces. Again, if you're looking for some of those triggerfish around the jetties, around some of the structure, smaller hooks, the fish bites will work, clam will work, small pieces of gulp as well. Strange, beautiful looking fish, but they are super tasty if you've never had one. In Cape May County, the folks at Avalon Hodgepodge says Spanish mackerel are mixed in with those triggers in the surf as well. We've been talking about that the last couple of weeks. Small metals, if you get a chance on some of those Spanish mackerel, again, good fighting fish on light tackle and really tasty fish. Many interesting summer varieties in this time of year with this hot, and in addition to the rays, the browns, and the sand tigers in the surf. Looks like some spinners browns, and maybe black tips near shore. Not sure if you saw this. Chuck Snyder, one of many folks, he shared this with me on Facebook, reporting on shark blitzes. Blitzing sharks 8 to 15 miles out. Folks getting up close to them thought maybe they were dolphin at first. These are all sharks. Some folks catching them on top water, some plugs. Perhaps they're piling on bunker schools, I don't know, but they're offshore a little bit. Pretty exciting stuff right there. Again, don't forget that photo reminder that came from the New Jersey Division of Fish and Wildlife. I shared it this week. I'll share it with you again. No posers. Photos. They're looking at photos. Folks they're leaning on the shark, pulling the jaw up. Don't be doing that. If you're catching sharks in the surf, make sure you're releasing them as quickly as possible. I can only assume that the state is coming out with a warning for a reason. Another message we got from the state this week, Toms River south to Cape May along the ICW. Coast Guard is presently working on a whole bunch of those broken channel markers. Folks have seen those. I saw this one just off of Harvey Cedars this week. There are a few of them. They're going to start working on them, so keep an eye out on that. These things are treacherous, and it's good to see that they are being addressed. For a look at the freshwater side, let's check in with George, our Pocono Outdoors guy.
Well, hey, Jim, fishing has been really good in the area. Matter of fact, we were talking to Garden State outdoorsman Ken Beam, who managed to get in some nice catfish while out fishing on Spruce Run. He got this using the old chicken liver and pantyhose routine. I wonder if his girlfriend knew where those pantyhose came from. But anyway, good luck, Ken, and good to see those fish. Now, local angler Rich Bates managed to get on some nice trout. Yes, the trout are still biting. He was sight casting a really nice golden when this giant rainbow crushed a spinner on him. I think he said they'll take that kind of surprise anytime. Now, speaking of trout, Eric Goodstall was still on some trout here in Monroe County. He got a couple of nice trout on the fly, but he's telling us that the fly is not only productive for trout, but he's also getting some nice panfish and even some bass. So there's lots of great fishing, guys. You guys got to come on out, wet a line. From Pennsylvania, I'm George, your Pocono Outdoors guy.
Another final recommendation out there, central North Jersey, South Jersey, down into Delaware as well. Stripers, light tackle, schoolie stripers, dark first and last light, swim shads, small topwater poppers, canals, bridges, and such. Captain Alan Gonzalez, he was out there. He, for one, has found some good action, I'm assuming, in the upper Barnegat Bay or along the Manasquan. He's not really talking about it. Most people don't. But those fish are there. And that's another decent option on the way down from Monmouth County all the way down to Indian River Inlet. Folks down there in Delaware are talking about some of those stripers in at Indian River Jetty at night. Same thing. Also, sand crabs, great baits in the surf. And those schoolies on the sedges, feeding outside of outflowing creek mouths, for example. I know the sheep's head are in as well, feeding on that structure. They like to feed, or it's easier to fish for them at slack tide, and I can't wait to get this sucker done. I've got a new Minn Kota Tarova that my friends here at Octopus Yachts are installing. I hope to have that out on the water right after the heat wave and just in time to take advantage of some of those sheep's head. So look for the high-tech redneck on the bay sometime next week. And thanks again for folks who wished me a happy birthday this week. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much on Facebook. We will see you again next week right here with the next video forecast at thefisherman.com.
Win the incredible Steigercraft Evinrude Lowrance Grand Prize Boat Package and more in the Fisherman's 2019 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Get the details now at thefisherman.com.